Hi everyone, welcome to the live stream today. Very much excited for having you. Starting a new assist you in order for you to prepare well for your examination. And today I want to share with you something that is very critical, something that is very important. That is how you can study to pass your how you can study to position yourself in order for you to pass the examination. And I see some of you joining the stream. You are welcome. Give us a thumbs up on the video when you join the stream. That way we get more engagement on the video. And most importantly, put in the comment box, in the chat box, what questions you have for me. I see some comments coming in. I see some of you guys joining us on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Some of you joining us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up on the video, and then share the video as well. Let's get into our discussion today. I want to share with you something that is very critical today, because you see, no matter what you do, irrespective of how you're studying, who is teaching you, what book you are using, you need to understand how you need to study in order for you to pass the examination. That is what I want to share with you today on the live stream as we prepare ourselves. And as last week, the examiner's report has been released for the May 2020 examination, I'll be glancing through a couple of issues that the chief examiner raised in the examiner's report, and then I will share my thoughts with you on how you need to position yourself in order for you to pass the examination. So welcome to the live stream. It's a new week. We are starting with a new series, new session. So smash the like button when you join the live stream, and comment in the chat box any questions you have for me, what you want me to share my thoughts on. I'm going to provide you with some strategies on how to study, areas to focus on, how to structure yourself, and everything for the examination. And most importantly, I'm also going to be answering your questions as well. So it's a Q&A session / how you can actually pass your exam. So comment in the chat box any questions you have for me as we continue with our discussion. Now, I see some comments coming in. Titus Siami said, good evening, sir. I've been on the lookout for financial management class, especially on RICS. It's been your favorite topic. Okay, yes, you can still be on the lookout. As and when we are ready to take that, we will be able to take that on the live stream. Kamis said, hi. Sitting for my FR in December, and Mr. Nhyira has been a lifesaver. That is interesting to hear. Kamis, wishing you all the best in your December examination. After Amount for Hayford said, good vibes. All right, Hayford. Titus giving us an emoji in the chat box again. Comment in the chat box any questions you have for me. I see some of you joining the stream and coming on, and smash the like button when you join the live stream. It helps us a lot. That is what the YouTube algorithm wants, and we'll be able to reach as many students as possible on the live stream. Gabriel Kogu, good evening. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Welcome to the live stream. Right, so I want to share with you today a couple of things that you need to understand when it comes to the ICAG examination, and by extension, any examination. And if you are a good follower of my work, you realize that I share with you guys the chief examiner's report as and when it is released, and then share my thoughts on a couple of things you need to do in order for you to structure yourself and be able to actually pass the examination. Esther Kosa said, good evening, said, hello, sir, good evening. Hi, Esther. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the live stream. Smash the like button for us, and let's get going. Please comment in the chat box any questions you have for me. I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of thoughts on how you can study, but also we'll be answering your questions for you. A champion statement said, please, where can I get your books to buy? You can call or WhatsApp 050-114-9296. 050-114-9296. You can see the number scrolling below the screen, or just what you see now displayed on your screen. Our advanced taxation book, published just about less than a month ago, is out now. It's 120 cedis. So you can call or WhatsApp that number and get your copy to be able to study for the exam. This is based on the ICA syllabus, strictly for the ICA syllabus, and based on the new Act and the new regulation Act 2007 and the various changes that have been implemented, which are examinable from November 2020 examination. So 05011499296, you'll be able to get that and then reach us out. Title said, what is the relationship between cost of debt and investment appraisal? These are two different things. Cost of debt has to do with calculation of the interest payable to the providers of finance. So when you are dealing with sources of finance, one of the sources of finance is debt, okay? And then when you look at the source of finance as debt, the other thing you need to ask yourself is, what is the cost of that debt? Meaning, how much must we make in order to, how much must we pay to the providers of finance? So the amount we pay to the providers of finance is what is referred to as the cost of debt. Investment appraisal is a whole topic on its own in financial management, where we appraise a project to find out whether it is maximizing the wealth of the shareholders. And there are various methods of investment appraisal, such as the payback period, the discounted payback period, the accounting rate of return, the net present value, the internal rate of return. All these are various ways through which projects can be appraised. So titles, that's the difference there. Mustafa said, good evening, bro. Good evening, Mustafa. Hope you're doing well. Nicholas Sawini said, good evening, sir. Joining live from Tumu. All right. Mustafa said, good evening, sir. Good evening, Mustafa. Right, so when it comes to preparing and passing the examination, there are a couple of things that you need to understand, a couple of things that you need. Hello, can you hear me? Let me know if my sound is now live. Let me know if you're watching, if my sound is now live. I guess so. Is my sound now live? Let me know. Esther, Benjamin, Emmanuel Kwenu, I'm the guy, Titus. Is my sound live now? Okay, okay. So I'm getting an indication. Okay, so my sound is good now. Let's continue with our discussion. Okay. I didn't know my sound was off like that. Sorry. Okay, so let's go. All right, so welcome to the live stream. Did you know when my sound went off? Thank you very much for keeping me up on the live stream. Okay. Okay, it's back. It's back. Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay. You are live now. Emmanuel Queen said you are live now. All right, so thank you very much, and then welcome back to the live stream. Now, I was mentioning something, I think, before our live stream went off. What I do is that what I want to do today is to share with you how to actually study and ultimately pass the exams. Most importantly, I'll be sharing with you a couple of things that the examiner raised, and then how you can position yourself to ultimately pass the exams. Because you see, one of the things that I hear students saying a lot of the time is, hey, this subject is difficult. Financial reporting is difficult. Management accounting is difficult. Taxation is difficult. No matter what you do, you will fail the exams. I've heard some people saying that, oh, Nhyira, I've written all that I need to write. I don't know what I have to write again. And the CA exams, no matter what you do, you will fail. But I'm like, no, you don't have to say that. Because the first thing that you need to deal with about everything is your mindset about the paper. If you think FR is difficult, it will be difficult for you. If you think accounting standards are difficult, they are going to be difficult for you. If you think management accounting is a tough paper, no matter what you do, it's going to be tough. You have to understand that every subject is difficult. Every subject is technical. Every subject is bulky. No matter the field of study that the person is in, whether engineering, you think engineering is more difficult than accounting, or you think accounting is more difficult than medicine? No, medicine is as equally difficult as engineering and as equally difficult as being a professional accountant. But the thing is that you don't have to tell yourself it is difficult. You need to find out, how can I study? How can I position myself? How can I structure myself in order to increase my chances of passing the examination? So you got to deal with the mindset. So for those of you who keep on saying to yourself, oh, management accounting is difficult, financial management is difficult, taxation is difficult, auditing is difficult, it is not difficult. I always say this, it is your inability to study, your incompetency to put in the work, to put in the sacrifice needed. That is why you are seeing it as being difficult. But the truth of the matter is that it is not difficult. It is not difficult. So I don't know the subject that you are writing in the November 2020 examination. Maybe comment below, share with me, what subjects are you writing in November 2020? Comment in the chat box, let me know, that I can give you some specific subject-related strategies to increase your chances of passing the examination, on how you can learn specific subjects, the key areas that you have to focus on. So put in the chat box, put in the comment box, what subjects are you writing? Maybe share with me what are the challenges that you are facing in the subjects that you are writing, and let me provide you with some hands-on strategies in order for you to increase your chances of passing the examination. Because listen, the exam is not difficult. The exam is not difficult. If you learn well, if you position yourself well, if you listen and structure your things well, if you do things the way it has to be done, you will pass the exams with ease. With ease. Because I always tell students, the people you fail, if you fail a paper last semester, somebody passed that paper. Okay? Yeah, you can say how many people passed. We don't care about how many people passed. There are about 7.8 billion people in the world, on the planet. How many of them are billionaires? How many of them are millionaires? How many of them are successful? So there is always that minority group out of the populace. But you need to understand that the minority group out of the populace are the people who put in the extra work. It is not that they are lucky. They are lucky. Another thing I hear people say, oh, okay, I'll go and write the exams and see. Charlie, I'll register and see. Maybe this time around I'll pass. Why are you living your life to chance like that? This exams is not matry, makwe. This exams is not lotto you are staking. This is not American lottery. This is examination, and the results that will come will depend on what you wrote in the exam, or will depend on your level of understanding of the subjects that you are writing. So I don't want you to just throw your life to chance like that. I don't want you to throw your life to chance like that and say that, oh, I'm going to just write the exams and see if I will pass. What kind of thing is that? You cannot do that. Because there are a lot of you are not studying. There are a lot of you are not putting in the effort. There are a lot of you are not putting in the sacrifice. You're just relaxing. You are relaxing. You are relaxing because you are waiting 2 weeks to the exams, 1 week to the exams, you will attend an intervention class. And you think the intervention class is a miracle center where they will open your head and put the book in there, then you go to the exam hall and pass. No. No, at the end, at the examination sitting, or at each examination sitting, there are numerous intervention classes across the country. Why are students still failing the exams at the rate at which they are failing? It's not because the lecturers are not good, just because to some extent we can blame as tuition providers sometimes, but it is because many of you are not putting in the work needed to pass the exams. How many of you have a personal timetable? How many of you have allocated a time that when it is this time, my data goes off, my TV goes off, my iPad is off, everything else is off, and it is me with my book and I'm solving some questions? How many of you are disciplining yourself on that level? No. No. You have allocated time to every other thing without book. You have allocated time to every other thing without focus. But you cannot become successful. You cannot pass the ICA examination learning with your emotions. And this is one thing I tell my students all the time. You cannot study with your emotions and pass the exams. That is, you study as and when you feel like studying. No. You need to have a discipline for yourself. You need to have a personal timetable that will help you to go through. How many hours in a week do you dedicate for your books alone? Sometimes when I read the examiner's report, it breaks my heart. Because when I look at the number of intervention classes that goes on in this country for the ICA examination, each examination sitting, there are numerous intervention classes going on across the country. Why are students still failing? It is not that intervention classes are not good. It is not that the lecturers are not good. It is not that there are no study materials available, but then 99.9% of the students who fail the exams, it's because of the fact that they are not ready to put in the work, to put in the effort, to put in the sacrifice, to do what it is that they need to do in order for them to pass the exam. That's it. That's it. So you want to pass the exams, you've got to put in the effort. You want to pass the exams, you're going to go down. You want to pass the exams, you have to discipline yourself. And that is it. Because I read the examiner's report, 23% of students pass on exams. Are you serious like that? Some people scored as low as 20%. Come on now, what did you do? What did you do in the exam hall? How did you study? What did you use all this time for? But if you sit down and you are honest to yourself, you sit down and you analyze yourself, you realize that you are not studying. You will realize that you are not putting in the effort. You realize that you are not sacrificing. Because you need to sacrifice, you need to put in the effort, you need to discipline yourself to really pass these exams. I don't care the teacher who is teaching you. I don't care the study materials you are using. If you don't sit down on your own and do something for yourself, you are not going to pass the exams. And it is as simple as that. The people who pass the exams are not the people who just attended the best lectures or whose lecturers are too good. No. So I've seen some people jumping from one institution to another. If they hear about this, they will go there. They will go and fail. They will hear about this, they go there. Now, going to different tuition centers is not the solution. The problem is you. The problem is you. It is not the tuition center. It is not the lecturers alone, but the problem is you. So you've got to check it with yourself and ask yourself, what I am doing right now, is it selling me? Is it setting me up to be able to pass the exams? Is it setting me up to pass the exams? That is the question you need to ask yourself today. That is the question you need to ask yourself today. Because when I read the chief examiner's report and I go through it and I find out what it is that the chief examiner is talking about, I realize that this is why students are failing the exams. This is why students are failing the exams. So listen to me carefully. Like I said, I don't care the paper you are writing. I don't care who is teaching you. I don't care the study materials you are using. But if you don't have any time where you sit down by yourself to study, to practice questions, to solve questions, you are going to give yourself broken hearts. You will give yourself broken hearts. Because you will go to the exam hall, you will not be able to do the thing, the results will come, the marks you get, you will not even be happy about it, and it will prolong your time. And there are some of you, you may feel like giving up, but you cannot give up. You cannot give up. You cannot give up. Because if you give up, why did you start in the first place? If you give up, then what is the purpose for it? So you cannot give up. Maybe there are some of you who've written a paper for 3 times. You've written a paper for 4 times. You don't know what to do again. No, change the way you think. Change the way you behave. Change the way you act. Change the way you look at the paper. Change your attitude and stop that arrogant life and humble yourself to study. Because I've seen students a lot, especially students who have written the paper over some time before. And when I have such students, you smell a lot of arrogance in them because they feel they know already and that, oh, they are just doing some revision. If you learn with that attitude, the probability of you failing the exams is very high. You got to humble yourself. You got to humble, because you see, do you know why students who write an exam and fail the first time, when they resit, they fail again? It's because at the back of their mind, they think that they are good. They think that they are good. They think that, oh, I got 45, remaining only 5. So I'm coming to just look for the 5. Who told you? Who told you? You don't know anything. If you wrote the exams and you got 45, you don't know anything. You better start from scratch. Pretend as though you don't know anything. That is how you're going to pass the exams. So don't think you got 47, remaining 3. So if you do small work, you will go. Have you checked? There are many people who experience this. They write an exam, they get like 47. The following examination sitting, they resit and they get a marks below the mark they got previously. They sit and they get a mark below the previous year. And you wonder, what happened? It's because of the arrogance that is in you. It's because of the spirit of, I know it all. It's because the attitude of, oh, I just need to do something small and go away. No! You want to pass the exams? You better put in the effort. You better put in the effort. See some comments coming in. Let me see if I can address them real quick. Emmanuel Quinn said, man accounting. Okay, you're writing man accounting. Stay with me. I'm going to give you some strategies in a moment. Nicolas Salwini said, FR and PSA. Great. Benjamin Amponsa said, I'm writing FR and tax. Great. Samuel Godfrey said, good evening. I'll sit. All right. Title said, financial management, writing in December, using your materials on YouTube, doing last level CA Zambia. All right. Financial management, CA. Okay. Okay. I'm going to come there in a moment. Someone said, I will sit for FR, MA, and audit. Okay. Title said, you are saying the truth, sir. All right. Camis said, ACCA FR for me. Title said, thanks, sir. I admit I am not doing enough from now on. I will be honest with myself. The future is bright. The future is always bright. The future is always bright, but it is bright for the people who are willing to pay the price, because it has a price that you got to pay. Camille said, well said, Titus. All right. Thumbs up coming from Foster Bashios. Nayan Gupta said, I have not given up in my ACCA performance measurement exam. Was too difficult to study, techniques are vital. I missed own figure rule. Okay. Okay. Fahad Nuhu said, true, from Facebook. Fahad Nuhu said he's writing management accounting. Right. So I see management accounting, financial reporting, public sector accounting and finance, and then taxation. Now, let me share with you a couple of strategies real quick in these subjects as we get into our discussions for the day. So I'm sharing my screen with you real quick on this. Now, this is the Chief Examiner's report for the ICA May 2020 examination. And I'm interested in the notable weaknesses of students. Then I will now take you up in relation to what it is that you need to do in order for you to pass the exams, all right? In relation to what it is you need to do to pass the exams. So look at it. Look at it. Now, maybe let me just go up and give you a preview of what is going on there. So let's see. The following are notable weaknesses of candidates in the paper. What you have to know is why people fail the exams, and then position yourself how to go about it. 1, many students perform poorly in IFRSs and IASs. This suggests the lack of adequate preparation in this important aspect of the paper. So you're writing financial reporting. Do you understand the IFRSs and IASs? I tell my FR students all the time, if you don't understand the financial reporting standards, you screwed. If you are doing corporate reporting and you have problem with accounting standards, you screwed. Because you see, there is this thing going on with students writing financial reporting and corporate reporting. For some reason, financial reporting and corporate reporting students are bent on consolidated financial statements. For some reason, I don't know who propagated that lie in the minds, in the atmosphere. So the average financial reporting student, corporate reporting student is bent on console. But listen, console is just 20% of the exams. You have accounting standards question 2 waiting for you. You have single entity financial statement waiting for you. Now, if you're not strong in the accounting standards, you cannot do the single entity financial statements. So you're writing financial reporting, you need to find out, am I strong in the accounting standards? For your information, Every footnote in the consolidated financial statement, every footnote in the single entity financial statement is actually an accounting standard. So the bedrock for corporate reporting, the bedrock for financial reporting is to understand the accounting standards. That is the secret. So you are writing financial reporting, you are writing corporate reporting. One way you can guarantee yourself that you will pass the exams and guarantee that you pass the exams is to be strong in the IFRSs and IASs. That is it. That is it. We cannot overemphasize the importance of this thing. And this is the chief examiner's report. He said many students perform poorly. So listen to me carefully. You are writing financial reporting, you are writing corporate reporting. Have a timetable for yourself and tell yourself maybe every 3 days a week or 3 times a week, you're going to solve at least one accounting standard question every time. You must expose yourself to as many questions as possible. When is enough enough? Enough is enough when you have practiced enough questions. Enough is enough when you have practiced enough questions. And I'm not talking about past questions, ICA past questions. No. That is why I've told you guys to get the ICA question kits. It's important material. It will help you. Get some ACCA questions coming in. Get some questions from CIMA coming in, if it is possible. Get some questions from people doing their MBA, MSCs from Legon, from UPSA, and other universities. Get access to materials. But this is what a lot of you will not do because you are busy doing other things. Equally important to the exams, but you suspend the exams. And then when it is 3 days to the paper, 1 week to the paper, you take leave to come and try to do the 4 months things in 1 week. And if you go to the exam hall and your brain freezes out and unfortunately you fail the exams, then you come and say ICA's head is hard, that the examiner's head is hard, the exams is difficult. It's not difficult. It is not difficult. If you put in the required effort, if you do the required work, I can guarantee you, you will pass the exams with ease. It is not lottery. It is not my try, my quay. It is not, oh, me cash it, Dabi. It is not, oh, I am stepping my feet in the water to see whether it is warm or cold before I start swimming. No, you just jump into it, you start swimming. If it is hot, you swim. If it is cold, you swim. And you swim to your destination. That is how you become successful. So you're writing financial reporting, corporate reporting. Make sure you are strong in accounting standards. That is why my YouTube channel is there. We have covered many of the accounting standards you need to position yourself to pass the exams. IAS 16, IAS 12, IAS 20, 23, 36, 37, 38, IFRS 16. We've covered a number of the standards. Get the video, watch them, sacrifice. Stop spending your time frivolously on things that don't matter and focus on these exams, because you know that when you pass this exam, when you become a chartered accountant, your life will be better. So why are you postponing it? Why are you delaying it? Why? Are you wasting money, wasting time like that? That's number one, accounting standards. Number two, and look at this carefully very well, most candidates fail to understand the questions on ethics, thereby discussing ethics generally without linking it to the scenarios. I keep on telling you, financial reporting now has ethics, and the examiner is going to give you a scenario, and the scenario, your answering of the question has to be linked to the scenario, and not just writing out things the way you like it. Integrity, then you explain. Objectivity, then you explain. Professional competence and due care, then you explain. No. You must link it to the scenario under discussion. And that is what the examiner is saying, that most candidates fail to understand the question on ethics. And for that reason, you will fail the exams. So number one, be strong in your accounting standards. Number two, make sure you link the ethics. Practice a lot of questions. Practice a lot of questions, and it will help you. Three, some candidates had weaknesses in the use of the answer booklets. This is one of the things that I don't understand why people will be doing this. Okay? Writing in the margins they were not supposed to write, including lower margins on the booklets. Listen, you have paid for the answer booklet. You are not supposed to write in the margin, left or right and below. But for some reason, people want to squeeze things into one page, and so they don't want to go to the next page. Why? The rest of the paper, will you take it home? They won't let you take it home. Just allow space and write clearly. Okay? Because these minor things will affect you irrespective of how you answer the question. So you've exhausted the page. Why write in the margin? Just flip it over. If it is just one sentence, put it down and go away in relation to that. 4, generally, majority of candidates were simply not prepared for the examination. Majority, look at the word. Majority of the candidates were simply not prepared for the examination, and as a result, scored very low marks in the paper. Majority. We're not simply prepared. Listen. You've got to prepare for the exams. You've got to prepare for the exams. I don't want you, I tell my students all the time, don't think you can use 1 week to do crash course and go and write the exams and pass. No. When you do that, like I said, you're just living your life to chance. You've got to be conscious about yourself. You've got to be conscious about what you want to do. Are you prepared for the exams? Are you prepared? We have barely 6 weeks to go. 6 weeks to go. Are you ready for the exams? Some of you, you've not even started learning. You've not even started learning because you are waiting. 2 weeks to the exams. 1 week to the exams. You attend intervention class. You hear Mr. KK doing it, you will go. You hear Mr. MP doing it, you will go. You hear Nana AJ Sikapa doing it, you will go. You hear Adene doing it, you will go. You will go to all of them, but you will still go and fail the exams. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Please, you've got to prepare for the exams. You want to pass the exams? Then prepare for the exams. Prepare. Stop procrastinating. Be conscious about your life. Be conscious about your studies. Have a personal timetable. Block some time in the week. Instead of attending funeral, birthday, engagements, taking friends out, hanging out, and doing other things, be behind your book and study. Because you know that when you become a chartered accountant, your life will not be the same. You can make more money. You can take your life to the next level. But you are just going around. 1 week to the exams, then it's like you are serious. No, you are just buying yourself pressure. You want to pass the exams? Listen, you've got to be prepared. No wonder the chief examiners said it. Majority of the candidates were simply not prepared for the exam. And so they scored low marks. Low marks. Low marks. Last one. Poor time management by some candidates, as these candidates could not attempt all questions, thereby reducing their chances of passing the examination. That is very, very important. Now, one of the things I tell my students is this, and listen to this carefully. Listen to this carefully to save you. If you are writing financial reporting and corporate reporting, listen to this carefully. When you get to the exam hall, never answer consolidated financial statement question first. I don't care who taught you consolidation. I don't care how strong you think you are in consolidated financial statements. Don't start with it. because you will end up wasting a lot of time on it and you will not even finish. And even if you finish, you will take more than 36 minutes, which is the required time. You will spend like 1 hour, 15 minutes on that question. And that is just 20 marks. 9 out of 10, you will not get everything wrong, everything right. So listen to me carefully. And I want you to put this into your mind. That is why I don't know. That is why I said that I don't know who sowed the seed of consolidation that every FR and CR students, when they get to the exam, the first thing they want to answer is console. Every FR, CR student, console. Forget it. Forget it. Find out, how can I pass the exam? So listen to me carefully. There are easy marks you have to take in the exam hall, and there are questions you can easily go with in the exam hall. Number one is the question 5. And the question 5, 9 out of 10 is going to be a theory area, no must learn area. And that is going to be covering issues like ethics, issues like conceptual framework and regulatory framework. And if the examiner is very excited, he's going to be adding some accounting standards there, IFRSs and IASs. Question 5 is a written area. You can go there, write it as fast as possible, get your 20 marks or 50 marks, and go away. So question 5 is an alternative starting point. Then you can come to question 4, evaluation of financial statements. If you are strong in how to interpret financial statements, this is an area that you can go for as well. Because the ratios, you will calculate them, then you interpret them. Now, for those of you who are studying or who are using my YouTube channel, you realize that I've covered evaluation of financial statement. I did a 2-part series on this for the May 2020 exams, and it is still on the portal, on the YouTube channel. Check it out. Evaluation of financial statement, another easy area that you can go with if you understand and know how you should interpret your financial statements. Not only that, another area is the question 2, and that is the accounting standards, where you have the IFRSs and IASs. That is why I said you've got to be strong in the accounting standards. If you are strong in the accounting standards, you can score the marks here. Then you can come to question 3, which is the single entity financial statement, either cash flow statement or statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position. So look at it. Before you are catching consolidated financial statements, you have awarded yourself a couple of marks already. And for your information, allocation of time in the exam hall is very, very critical. So please, if you are writing financial reporting, corporate reporting, like I said, I don't care who taught you, with all due respect. I don't care the questions you saw. I don't care how strong you think you are in consolidated financial statements. 9 out of 10, you will spend more than the time required on that particular question. You will spend more than the time required on that particular question. So I want you to build yourself up. Learn according to how the questions will be arranged. Be strong in the accounting standards, because it will help you for the 20 marks question on the accounting standards. If you're doing corporate reporting, 25 marks. It will help you in single entity financial statements, and it will even help you under consolidated financial statements. Ratios, interpretation of financial statements, that is going to be there. Make sure you understand the ratios. Make sure you learn the principles of how you interpret the ratios. I have done a video on that. Make sure you check the 2-part video I did on my channel and watch it out. Then, certainly, you come to your question 3, single entity financial statement. Please, console may not be good for you for a start, because the question you start with in the exam hall sets your motions. And there are a lot of you come out of the exam hall, you know you are failed. Why? Because you spent a lot of time on the console, and at the end of the day, the console didn't balance. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of things you couldn't do, even though you spent the whole time on that particular question. So please, if you're writing financial reporting, corporate reporting, forget console, and make sure you build your understanding on these 4 areas that I've mentioned, and answer the questions in that regard. It is only when you finish with these things that I've mentioned, and you still have some time on your clock, you can go to the consolidated financial statement and pick the easy maths, like computation of goodwill, like dealing with the issue about, how do we call it? It depends on what you are preparing, right? Dealing with the issues about post-acquisition profit, dealing with intra-group trading. You can pick the easy marks from those areas to be able to pass the exams. That is very, very important. And another thing that students do is, in the preparation of the consolidated financial statement, when they get up now, they put the pro forma down. Maybe they are preparing the consolidated statement of financial position. Then they will put the pro forma down. Property, plant, and equipment, inventories. Then they will start adding. Who are you deceiving? You think the things you put in brackets is what the examiner will mark? No, it is the final figure we will mark. So if you bring in property, plant, and equipment, the parents, the subsidiary, where is the intragroup effect? You bring inventory, the parents and the subsidiary, where is the intragroup effect? You bring trade receivables, the parents and the subsidiary, where is the intragroup effect? You bring retained earnings, the parents and the sub, where is the intragroup effect? Don't rush to go and put pro forma down. Pro forma for what? You've not done workings, you are putting pro forma down. So this is my trick for you. If you excel in all of these 4 areas and you are doing consolidation, don't hurry to go and put pro forma anywhere. You will fail, or you won't get any marks for that. What you need to do is to do the workings. The examiner is excited for you to do workings and not extract completely the financial statements. That one, you will still get a higher mark. Why? Because you've done all the necessary workings. You've done all the necessary workings, or you are almost through all the necessary workings. So that will give you a higher mark as compared to you going to extract pro forma down. Pro forma, everybody can do it. You won't get any marks for extracting the pro forma. Rather, if you do the workings and you are not able to even prepare the financial statement, your chances of getting a higher mark there, it's very high. It's very high. So this is for those of you writing corporate reporting and financial reporting. Let me know in the chat box any questions you have for me. Let me know in the chat box if you are getting some value here. Let me know in the chat box whatever it is you want me to share my thoughts on. And what do you think about what I'm saying? Let me know in the chat box your thought about it. And smash the like button if you have not smashed the like button. That way, the YouTube algorithm will be excited about the video and will be pushing it so that we'll be able to reach many students as we can, so we can assist a lot of students to prepare and ultimately pass the exams and take their life to the next level. So comment in the chat box. Let's see. Ebenezer Sai said, good evening, Nhyira. Good evening, Ebenezer. You are welcome to the live stream. Comment below with any questions you have for me. Real quick, comment below any questions you have for me. Want to hear from you. Let's see. Abdul Fattah Isaka Abdul Fattah, let me just stay there. Good work, sir. God bless you. I'm planning to write the exam for the first time next year, May. Only FR, but I have been learning with you since. All right, that is great. You're writing FR next year, May, and you have started studying already. Keep the fire burning and keep going like that. Make sure you study hard, get the right study materials, and make sure when you are ready to actually write the exams, you attend lectures, okay? Don't do it on your own. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to just be using Nhyira's YouTube channel. That alone is not going to help you. You need to belong to a community. You need to belong to a society. You need to study under the mentorship of someone that can assist you in order for you to prepare well for the exam. Nhyira Gupta said, F5, performance measurement. I have prepared so well and practiced so many questions. Still can't be able to attempt section C questions due to interpretation issues. How to deal with this interpretation in such limited time? All right, so if you have issues with the interpretation, number one, you need to understand that it means you have a problem with that. So this is what I want you to do. I did a two-part video on the interpretation, but then this is performance measurement, so it depends on whatever interpretation that you are going to be given. Sometimes it's going to be different from what it is that you're looking at. It could be ratios, it could be an organization that we are interpreting, and that is a tough area. Nhyira Gupta, it's a tough area, but this is what I would recommend to you. Get some questions and solutions, okay? From the ACCA website, you can get the F5 questions. Are you getting it on that? And that can help you a lot. So get a question and look at how they did the various interpretation. Are you getting it? They did the various interpretation. And then try your hands on some questions, write out your interpretation, and then compare it. I don't know, the way you are talking, probably you are not attending lectures. So you are doing a lot of the work on your own. So I would want you to also look at some videos, F5. There are some videos as well on opentuition.com. So you can check some of their content as well in these specific areas, and they can help you to be able to prepare for the exam. I don't think it is impossible, Nhyira. If everything is okay with you and you are left with just the interpretation issues, all you need to do is to put in the required efforts, and I think you should be able to go through, all right? Kami said, really appreciate the advice on not starting with consolidation, because trust me, I was going to start with consolidation. That's a big advice. Thank you very much, sir. You are welcome. It's always a pleasure. You cannot start with console, Kamis. David Bruce said, good evening, sir. Good evening, David. Have you made videos about paper one, which is recording financial transaction? Check the channel. You should get some content on that. Amukwe said, splendid explanation. I will try this method and I am hopeful. Yep. Try, not just try it, implement it right now. It's going to help you. I can guarantee you that. It's going to help you on that. Right, so that is what you need to do about corporate reporting and then financial reporting. Comment in the chat box. Let me know what it is that you are looking at. Now, let's come to management accounting. I saw some people commenting that they are writing management accounting. Let's look at it. Now, are you ready for the shocker in management accounting? Let's go for a shocker in man accounting. Performance of candidates. This is the chief examiner's report. The general performance of the candidate is considered not satisfactory. Not satisfactory, it's merely. Pass rate increased from 12% to 18%. It means 18% of the students pass the exams. 18% of the students pass the exams. That is not good. So for the May 2020 examination, 18% of students pass the exams. So what it means there is that assuming 1,000 students wrote the exams, assuming 1,000 students, which is more, sat for the man accounting exams, 180 of them passed. Only 180 of them passed the exams. And so 820 students failed the exams. Management accounting. This is just an example, right? So 18% passed the exams. But why? Why? The examiner raised a couple of things, couple of concerns. So let's look at the thoughts of the examiner as to why he thinks that people are failing the exams. The following are the major weaknesses noted in the performance of the candidates. 1, poor expression of the English language. Poor expression of the English language. You know, management accounting is partly written and partly computation. There are times where you need to do the computation and then analyze the computation. If your brofo is not good, your English is not good, you are in trouble. Poor expression of the English language, very, very critical. Now, along with this comes with handwriting. Okay, because sometimes people are writing gibberish and they are slurring and writing. You can't really see what they are writing. So you got to be careful about your English. So jokingly, I tell my students that you can't write management accounting, which simply means if your English is not good, you will not be good in management accounting, right? Because expression is critical at this level. Expression is fundamental at this level. But one thing that I've seen many students writing management accounting do is that they spend time solving questions. Like they are solving questions, budgeting questions, variance questions. They are solving, but hardly are they looking at the theoretical aspects of the paper as well. Because if the examiner is excited about the exams, there can be 40% written and then 60% computation, or 30% written and then 70% computation. Now, 30% written is not a joke. 30% written aspect of an exams is not a joke. So you've got to make sure that you work a lot on your expressions. Very, very important. So don't just sit down and be solving budget questions, investment appraisal questions, variance analysis questions. Read the English and understand the English. Write out the English yourself as well. 2, lack of knowledge and understanding of management accounting concepts, principles, and techniques. These are the basics of management accounting. Many people don't understand the basics of management accounting. And that is why 82% of the candidates fail the exams. So if you are writing management accounting, there are fundamental issues in management accounting. Something like accounting for overheads. It's a fundamental issue in management accounting, right? Because there you deal with overhead absorption rate, you will deal with over-absorption, under-absorption of overheads, you will deal with the cost sheets, the cost card, you will deal with allocation of overheads and all of those things. All these things are that is fundamental when it comes to management accounting. Profit statement, cost sheets, all these things are fundamental issues. Then when it comes to break-even analysis, there are basic concepts there. The marginal costing principle, it's going to be cutting across throughout the syllabus when it comes to management accounting. So you have to prepare yourself in that regard and make sure that you build your understanding in that way. Okay? And make sure you build your understanding in that way, because it is very critical, it is very fundamental. It's very critical, it's very fundamental. Last one, inability to analyze results from the calculations provided. That is what I was saying. You see, because you have poor expression, you see, many of you speak English, but the English you speak is not the English we mark, or the examiner wants to mark in the exam hall. All right? Because they've done the calculation, but the analysis of the calculation is an issue. The analysis of the calculation is a problem. So please, if you are writing man accounting, make sure that you look at these very well. Now, let me provide you with some strategies in here when it comes to man accounting real quick. So when it comes to management accounting, there are a couple of areas that are basics. That are basic for the examination in relation to that. Whether you like it or not, there is something that is going to be on budgeting in the exam hall. So you got to make sure that you are strong in that area. Whether you like it or not, there is going to be something on variance analysis, right? Standard costing and variance analysis. Got to make sure that you build your knowledge on that very well. Then whether you like it or not, there is definitely going to be something in relation to the short-term decisions, okay? Pricing decisions, break-even analysis, shutdown decisions, make or buy decisions. All of those things are areas that the examiner is going to be bringing questions on. And remember that in the helm of affairs, the marginal costing principle, you must understand it very well, because the marginal costing principle actually cut across in the short-term decisions, like when you're doing throughput accounting, limiting factor analysis, relevant costing analysis. The marginal costing principle is going to be coming in and then swooping around. So you've got to make sure that you understand the marginal costing principle, which states that your contribution is selling price minus variable cost, and that in the short term, total cost is classified into fixed and then variable cost, and the variable cost includes material, labor, and then other variable overheads in relation to that. So you got to make sure that you build your knowledge on that very well. Now remember, of all of these areas, there are theories in here that you need to understand. There are theories in here that you need to understand. So you got to make sure that you build your knowledge about the theories here. Now, investment appraisal is one of the areas as well in management accounting that you need to look at, but it depends on the examiner. There are examination systems where the examiner might not set any question on investment appraisal, but it's an area that you need to look out for. So beyond all of these things, make sure that you practice a lot, do a lot of calculation issues, and then you'll be able to also read the theory. Like I say all the time, make sure you get an ICAG question kit. It's a great material that has a lot of questions in there. I've heard a couple of people saying that the examiner will not bring any question from the question kit, so why should they buy it? It is not about solving a question that you will see in the exam hall. It's about opening your understanding of the various aspects of various topics or various areas of the syllabus, so you can position yourself better, so that if you go to the exam hall and you read something, you will be able to understand. So it is not that you are buying a study material or a question kit that the examiner will bring question from the question kit. The examiner doesn't owe you any explanation as to where he gets his question from. What you need to do is to find out, how can I position myself to pass the examination? And that is what I wanted to do when it comes to dealing with management accounting. Let me know in the chat box any questions you have for me. I see some of you guys also joining. Give us a thumbs up on the video when you join. That way we get more engagement on the video, and YouTube will be able to push the video so we can reach as many students as possible. Remember to also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel. 4:30 p.m. each day, we're going to be going live and providing with some strategies, answering your questions, and assisting you to prepare for the exams. So comment below with any questions that you have for me. I'm going to take your questions as well and assist you for you to prepare well for the examination. Nayan Gupta said, great tips, sir. Thanks a lot. I will definitely look on your tips. You are doing great job, sir. Thank you very much, Nayan Gupta. Right, so finally, I saw public sector accounting and finance as well. So let's look at that finally. So public sector accounting and finance. Now, when it comes to public sector accounting and finance, I think the examiner mentioned a couple of things there. That's about 23% of students pass the exams. 23% of students pass the exams. So again, 23.626. So let's just say 23% of students pass the exams. So again, if 1,000 people start for the exams, it means 230 pass the exams, okay? And then 770 of the students fail the exams. It's still a huge number. It's still a huge number. And the question we ask ourselves is, why did that happen? So let's look at a couple of things that the examiner suggested that are some weaknesses that we can also share our thoughts on. So there are some general weaknesses of candidates in the exams. Most candidates failed to read and understand the questions well before providing answers. Okay? And for some reason, people read the first two sentences or the first two words in the question, then they start writing. In other words, they infer from the question that, oh, once the examiner is saying this, then this is what he's asking. No. So the examiner is saying that, hey, this is a challenge area for students. As a result, they deviated from the requirements of the questions. Okay, they deviated from the requirements of the questions. This clearly showed that they did not read the questions carefully. So you've got to be able to read the questions carefully, because you see, public sector accounting and finance is one of the technical areas where, technical subjects where you will read the thing in a way, but that is not what the examiner is asking you. Look at an example he gave here. He has given an example here. He said, question 1B said, ask students to explain two functions of the Internal Audit Agency Board. Two functions of the Internal Agency Board as required by the Internal Audit Agency Act. But most candidates were providing the functions of the Internal Audit Agency under the law. So you see the digression. The board, what is the duty of the board? And what is the duty of the agency? There's a difference between the board, what they do, and the agency as a whole, what it does. So if you just read functions of the Internal Audit Agency, but the board didn't come to your mind and you start writing, that is a full digression that you need to look out for. Another weakness observed was that candidates were not able to organize and communicate their ideas clearly and professionally in their write-ups. You see that thing I'm talking about? English expression. English language expression is important. They are not able to organize their ideas. So you just writing, just like that. You've got to be careful about it. You have to be careful about it. This is very critical. This is very, very important. So you need to be very careful about how this treatment is done. Because if you don't do that, then you are going to be setting yourself up again for failure. Are you getting it? And that is something you really, really don't want to do. Okay. Then the last one, furthermore, reflective of the performance of candidates is the poor preparation towards the exams. The poor preparation towards the exams. The candidates lack in-depth knowledge of the subject and therefore found it difficult to answer practical questions. And that is the issue there. Poor preparation. Why are students preparing poorly for the exams? Because they won't learn now. 1 week to the exams, intervention classes they will attend. And remember, the problem is not with the intervention class, the problem is with you. Because the intervention class is for people who have been studying and they now need to be assisted to finish up. But if you have not been studying, you've been sitting, gallivanting around, walking around, doing whatever it is that you want to do, 2 weeks, 1 week to the end. And one of the dumbest things you have to make sure you don't buy into is someone will tell you, oh, Charlie, this paper is difficult. When I was going to write, Charlie, some 1 week, I just picked the book, I did something, or I went to the exam and I passed. Hey. Don't follow that thing. The fact that someone did that and passed does not mean if you do it, you will pass. And for your information, it is just 1 out of 1,000 that thing occurs. So don't say, my friend just said, Charlie, he just 1 week now, so Charlie, me too, I can do it 1 week. Mommy, please, take it easy before you start misbehaving like that. Prepare now. Start working now. Start solving questions now, so that when you are getting into the intervention classes, you understand what is going on. You understand what is going on. Because there are some of you, when you are attending some of these intervention classes, you are looking for miracle pills. You are looking for someone to tell you, this is what is coming, so that you can learn that and go and pass the exam. Who are you deceiving? Who are you deceiving? Who are you deceiving? No wonder many people will finish and they can't do simple accounting. Why? Because they try to beat the system, but they don't really understand whatever is going on. And it is something you don't want to do to yourself. If you are a chartered accountant, you've got to be good at your job. If not, you know what is going to happen. The institutes may come after you. The Bank of Ghana may come after you if you screw up. You may be fined. Your license may be seized. So you want to be a professional who is a top-notch professional. You want to be a professional who will be respected and not just take the money. So that's very important. So these are the 3 issues there that you need to understand in this place as well. So preparation for the exams, organization of your thoughts, allocation of time in the exam hall, all of these things are critical areas that you have to look out for if you are preparing for the examination. All right, so mathematically, if I want to cover all ACCA papers, what topics of maths am I required? What topics of maths? I don't understand your question, Abdullah. You can restate it because I don't understand what you're talking about. I am the guy said, I'm still contemplating of writing it. Hey, you are now contemplating whether to write or not. It means you've not started studying, right? Okay. Oh. All right. So that is it about that. So these are a couple of things that you need to understand. Primarily, it all boils down on you. And I've taken you through the management accounting, the public sector accounting and finance, and the financial reporting. If you want to pass the exams, you have to allocate some time to practice a lot of questions. You have to allocate some time to work on your own. You have to allocate some time. Some of you, you are attending lectures and you open your books once a week, period. And you attend the lectures and that is all. Again, who are you deceiving? Again, who are you lying to? Just once. And even that one, the following day when you get to class, you're now opening. What did we do last week? You are now flipping the book to find out what the heck you did last week. Come on now. You cannot do that. All right? You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Work consistently. And I've had a lot of my students telling me, Nhyira, you don't know, I have a lot of shadows on my head. Forget it. Are you busier than the President of the United States of America? Are you busier than the President of Ghana? Do you know how many responsibilities they carry? Yet they still study. Yet still they are productive. Do you know how many hours they sleep? Yet they are healthy. You want to be successful. You want to be a chartered accountant. You want to become wealthy. You want to become somebody who is better in your society, but you're not ready to put in the work and you're giving yourself some lousy excuses. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You've got to understand this. If you want to pass the exams, you've got to put in your skin, because that is what is going to be costing you to pass the exams. That's going to be causing you to pass the exams. Comment in the chat box if you have any other questions for me. You want me to share my thoughts on real quick. Comment in the chat box if you have any other questions for me that you want me to share my thoughts on. In the chat box real quick. Let me know if there are any other things that you want me to quickly share my thoughts on before. Right, so that is what you need to understand. I understand that today I have been in your face, and I got to tell you this because there are some of you, nobody will tell you some of the things I'm telling you because they are afraid of telling you some of the things that I'm telling you, and they will pamper you. They will pamper you, and you will fail the exams. They will still be pampering. I don't pamper people. You've got to understand, if you're lazy, you are lazy. If you're dumb, you will be dumb. Okay? If you don't put in the effort, you will fail. It's simple. It's simple. If you work hard, you will pass the exam. It's simple. And that is it. That is it. Because some of you, you've been pampered. And so you don't even know that you are misbehaving. You don't even know that what you are doing, you are setting yourself up to fail the exams. You don't know because they pamper you. No. You've got to know it. That if you're going to pass the exams, you've got to put in the efforts. That is the real deal. Nhyira said, if my result is not good for FMP5, I am planning to give F9. I'm trying to give F9 along with F5. Is it okay? F9 and F5, broadly, there are two different papers. But just don't prophesy to yourself like that, okay, about the F5. In as much as you've got to be realistic, you have to also be optimistic, so that as you are optimistic like that, it will encourage you to study for the exams, all right? So Nhyira, what I would say is that stay positive, commit and tell yourself, I want to pass these exams, and ask yourself, why do I have to pass this exam? There are some of you, you need to become chartered accountants so that you can save your family from the life they are in. There are some of you, you need to become chartered accountants and be successful so that the poverty life that you've lived all your life, you can save it. There are some of you, the reason why you need to become successful is because you are the sole person that the whole family is relying on. And if you don't become a chartered accountant, if you don't become successful, the whole family will go down the drain. There are some of you, you need to become successful because your children depend on you, and if you don't become successful, their life will stink. There are some of you, everybody in your community is relying on you, and your success depends on the success of the whole community. And if you see yourself as somebody who is the light bearer, you see yourself as somebody who is the mentor to your generation, and you see yourself as somebody who is going to be working hard to take your life to the next level, then that is how you become successful. So ask yourself, why do I need to pass these exams? Why do I need to pass this exam? Because some of you, the reason why you can't allocate time to study, some of you are not motivated to study. Why? Because you don't know why you are writing the exams in the first place. If you're not motivated to study, that means you don't know why you are passing the exams. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, he doesn't get up and say, today I don't feel like training. He has to train. Why? Because he wants to be the best. He's already the best. They are already the best. But they still work harder. Why? Because they are motivated to work. So if you are there, you're not motivated to study, then you don't even know why you are writing these exams in the first place. Maybe you have to stop and go and do something else. Go and do something else. So ask yourself, why do I have to pass these exams? Why am I doing this course in the first place? If you find your why, and your why is as more important, as more trending as possible, you will really find excuses. There are a lot of things sometimes I have to go through before coming to do this live stream, because I have a lot of things that I need to look out for. I need to look out for. But then I need to put them and then come and do this live stream. Why am I doing these live streams? One, because I'm doing this live stream to be able to reach out, to be able to assist people, to be able to help people who are preparing their exams, because it's part of my mission that if I can help people on that level, then I need to help them. Number two, I need to do this live stream because I need to get my name into the world. I need to get my ideas into the world. I need to get my face into the world in the field that I'm into. So I got to sacrifice. I need to go through a lot. Look at, if you are a follower of my work, you see how we've been trying to improve our live streams. Because every time we are trying to find out how we can improve our live streams, I'm trying to find out how we can make it better. Why? Because we want it to be a top-notch thing and not just a one-off thing. And that is very, very critical. So find out, why do you want to do this in the first place? If you find your why, you will become successful. Nyan said, I am doing job along with preparing for the exam. Is it okay to give PM and FM? It is time. It is time. If you are single, you don't have a lot of things on your plate, and after work, you can get time to study, then go for it. But if you have a lot of things going on in your plate or on your plate, then probably it might not be good for you to write many papers as possible, right? Maybe once every semester, every 3 months, that would be great for you, all right? So that's what I would say. Roland said, Nhyira, please, you have not finished with PSA. What else have I not mentioned on PSA? You didn't talk about how we should answer the questions. Oh, I didn't mention anything about that. Okay. Let's see. Can I talk about that? Catch me tomorrow. But Roland, you are studying directly under me. We'll discuss that in class as well. Okay. So Roland, don't worry. We'll discuss that in class as well. Abdul said, please say, how do one get the ACCA question certificate? Google it. Just Google ACCA. Financial reporting is F7. Corporate reporting is SBR, strategic business reporting. Just Google ACCA past questions, management accounting, ACCA past questions, financial management, ACCA past questions. Just Google it. It's on Google. You'll be able to get it, okay? Abdul Fatal. Ona Fade Adelomki said, how can I get your pure lecture on financial reporting or corporate reporting on preparation for ICAG? Now, if you say my pure lecture, which one is that one now? Ona Fade. Okay, so you can reach us on 050. Let me see. I want to get that and display it on the screen, I guess. Yes, so you can call, you can WhatsApp 050-114-9296. You see the number on your screen. You can get access to our full lecture videos on our study portal. We have our courses available online that you can enroll in no matter where you are. We have students across the continent studying directly under my mentorship for their respective exams. So you can WhatsApp 050-114-9296, and then you'll be able to get access to the full lectures to prepare for your examination, all right? So that is it. When you have enough spare time left, can you please explain to me how to arrange my work on the Excel sheet? Does my workings appear down below the display answers? Financial statements. Okay, we will see what we can do there. Okay, so Kamish, I hear about that. Roland said, okay, all right, so thank you very much for joining the live stream. It's always a pleasure coming your way. Today, I've been really hard on you guys because I've got to be hard on you so you can really prepare well for the exams. Tomorrow, I'll be doing another session just like this, how to pass the exams, and provide you with some question answering techniques in the various subjects. So we're going to be picking the topics in some of the subjects one after the other, and then how you can write your English out, how you can make your analysis, the words that you need to avoid, and all of those things. So we will do the how-to again tomorrow as we continue with our discussions. Thank you very much for joining the stream. It's always a pleasure coming in your way. For those of you writing Principle of Taxation and Advanced Taxation and have been requesting for my taxation book, it is now available and you can get a copy of that. So you comment in the chat box with it. The number is displayed on your screen, +2335011499296, and you will be able to get copies of the book so you can prepare well for your examination. So I'll see you same time tomorrow. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we shall meet tomorrow. Bye-bye.